Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of After the License. I'm your host, Jeff Bittner. As always, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube Live, you can always check out the podcast. You can get it basically anywhere you get podcasts. You can listen to this show. And if you're listening to the podcast, make sure to check us out on YouTube. And we're also going live on Facebook as well. Just search for After the License. Ultimately, this is the podcast where we help agents build their business. And today we're going to talk about a question I hear all the time, which is, should you boost your Facebook posts? Now, we just did an episode on should you have a Facebook business page and is it important and what you should post on that Facebook business page. So make sure you go check those out. But ultimately, if you decided to go forward with having a Facebook business page and you're posting things, you might notice that the engagement is not super high. Facebook does this on purpose. Ultimately, Facebook makes its money from advertising. So organic reach through Facebook has gone down steadily over the last really 10 years since Facebook started. It used to be if you had a business page, every time you posted something, 50, 60, 70% of the people that were attached to that page would see it. Now, not so much. In a lot of cases, it's single-digit percentage points. So you might post something and 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, 10% of the people who are attached to your page might ultimately end up seeing it unless it gets a ton of engagement. So that brings up the question, should you boost posts? We all see that big button when we post something on our Facebook business page. Boost this post for $2, $5, $20. You can get some extra engagement. Now, the question is that worth it? Is it a good deal? And my answer to you is two parts. And really the answer is yes and no. For beginners who are just starting and thinking about Facebook advertisement, that boosting the post feature is a good way to kind of dip your toe in the water. You can start to get an understanding of how boosting a post gets more engagement and gets more impressions. There are some basic things you can target in that Facebook boost thing that can be beneficial. Like you can usually target people who are already connected to your page. So that's usually a good advertising option is someone who's already connected to your page. You're going to pay to make sure that those people see it. Now, the answer, and sometimes why I tell people no, is the boost feature is basically just a slimmed down version of Facebook advertising, and anyone can run Facebook ads as long as you have that Facebook business page. So if you really want to get more exposure for your post, I recommend not hitting that boost button and actually diving into Facebook advertising. So ads.facebook.com, or if you go to facebook.com on the left-hand side, you'll see the ads manager button. You can click it and you can start to play around with that. Now, on our YouTube channel, we did a whole hour session on the very basics of Facebook advertising. So I would encourage you to go check that out. But that would be the reason why you would not do the Facebook boosting is if you want to really participate in the advertising section of Facebook, do it through the proper channel, and that is Facebook ads. Again, the boost feature is more of a beginner's level, which doesn't have a ton of features, doesn't have a ton of targeting, and really Facebook likes it because it draws in a ton of money. So really only boost those posts if you really just want to start to dip your toes or do some very minimal targeting. But if you want to take your advertising or your exposure to the next level, look at doing actual Facebook advertisements. So that's it on boosting posts, guys. As always, I hope this was helpful. If you're watching on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the podcast, and we'll catch you guys next time.